All right, welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're looking at Bitcoin. We're looking at global trade, and maybe even a little bit of Musk family intrigue. Buckle up because today we're gonna try to unpack some pretty interesting connections between these things that might seem totally separate at first.
Yeah, you might be surprised to see how these threads kind of intertwine. We'll be exploring how global events can have a real impact on the crypto world and how innovative projects, some of them with some pretty familiar names attached to them, could shape Bitcoin's future, maybe even the whole future of finance.
All right, well, let's jump right in. Let's start with some news that probably caught your eye. Bitcoin just closed its first ever month above $100,000. That's huge, right?
It's a big deal, yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't all smooth sailing though, was it? Looking at the articles in your stack, talking about former President Trump imposing these tariffs, and Bitcoin dipping below $100,000, actually for the first time in almost a week because of it. Um, did you ever think did you ever think that international trade wars could impact crypto like that?
It's wild, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, it really shows you how interconnected everything is these days. And looking at some of these articles, it's interesting to see this debate that's been going on within the crypto community about whether Bitcoin is really, really a safe haven asset, like gold is supposed to be, or if it's still vulnerable to these global market, kind of jitters and stuff.
Yeah, and I see some experts are saying it's a buy the dip moment, like right now is the time to jump in. And then others are saying, no, 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 it's a sign of trouble ahead.
Right.
So, I mean, I guess the question is who's right?
Well, it depends. Depends who you ask.
Yeah.
Take Dan Gambardello, the founder of Crypto Capital Venture.
Yeah.
He was quoted saying, don't panic, essentially. He even pointed out that some pretty big players, institutional players like BlackRock, they were still buying up Bitcoin and Ethereum while everyone else was, running for the hills, essentially.
That is interesting. I mean, a firm like BlackRock is still bullish on Bitcoin at a time like this. But I'm guessing not everyone shares that optimism.
Right. Yeah, you've also got Adam Cochran from Syndicate Hain Ventures. He's arguing that Bitcoin is still it's still too closely tied to the stock market, and it kind of reacts like a supercharged tech stock whenever there's this
Yeah.
economic uncertainty. So it
Wow.
does make you wonder what other things that are happening globally could impact crypto. It's hard to say.
It really does make you think. Okay, so even with Bitcoin hitting that historic $100,000 mark, it's pretty clear that external factors can still rock the boat pretty seriously. So where do we go from here? What do we look at next?
Well, I think we should try to zoom out a little bit, look at the bigger picture for a sec. Because, despite that dip, Bitcoin still managed to close above $100,000 for the whole month, right? And for a lot of analysts, that's a pretty strong sign. I mean, remember, this is a historic first, and some experts are really excited about what this means for the long term, what it could mean for the future.
Now, I also see here you've got some research on Plan B's stock to flow model, and this attempts to predict Bitcoin's price based on its scarcity, right? How seriously should we be taking this?
The stock to flow model, or S2F for short, it's gotten a lot of attention in the crypto world, but it's also, it's gotten its fair share of criticism too. But basically, it argues that as Bitcoin becomes more and more scarce, its price is going to go up. It's just supply and demand.
So is this model telling us that we're on the verge of another Bitcoin boom?
Well, according to Plan B's latest calculations, we are entering the most intense phase of the current price cycle. So he's suggesting that this is where things could really, really take off. But it's important to understand that models they're just tools. They're not crystal balls.
Right. We can't just blindly trust the model. What else should we be looking at when we're trying to understand Bitcoin's future? What are the other key things?
Yeah, I mean there's so many factors at play here, and the market is constantly evolving. You've got regulation, you've got adoption rates, you've got technological advancements. All of these things can influence Bitcoin's price in ways that are really hard to predict. You know. But speaking of price predictions, you have some interesting data in your stack about February, right? historically being a pretty good month for Bitcoin.
Yeah. Yeah, it says February has an average gain of 14.4%, which is pretty remarkable. And it says this year is particularly interesting because it's a post-halving year. Can you break that down for us a little bit? What does that mean?
Sure, sure. So every 4 years or so, the rate at which new Bitcoins are created, it gets cut in half. It's a built-in mechanism,
Yeah.
to control the supply. And this event, it's called a halving. It tends to create scarcity, and historically this has driven up the price.
So are you saying that we should expect to see Bitcoin surge again this February?
Well, it's tempting to look at those historical gains and get excited, right? Especially since post-halving years like 2013, 2017, even 2021 saw some pretty big February jumps. But remember, the crypto market, it's known for its volatility.
Right, right. We can't just assume that history is going to repeat itself. So what's your take on all of this? Should we be bracing ourselves for a February frenzy?
Well, I'm not ready to make any bold predictions, but I will say this: when you combine those historical trends with the current market sentiment, which is still pretty bullish, despite the recent dip, it wouldn't be surprising to see a significant price movement in the coming weeks. It's definitely possible.
Okay, yeah, I'm definitely going to be keeping my eye on the charts now. But before we get too caught up in Bitcoin's price action, let's shift gears a little bit and dive into something that at first glance might seem totally unrelated. This announcement of Musk Tower in Dubai. You've got a press release in your stack that lays out this futuristic project. Did you have a chance to check it out?
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty fascinating, isn't it? The whole idea of a skyscraper dedicated to innovation in technology, renewable energy, and blockchain, all backed by Errol Musk, Elon's father. I mean, it's pretty ambitious.
Yeah, it kind of feels like it came out of left field a little bit, you know. But you're right. It is intriguing. Now this tower is being marketed as a hub for all sorts of things. But what really caught my eye was the dedicated crypto hub. What can you tell us about that?
Well, from what I'm reading here, they're aiming to create a space, a physical space where tech leaders and entrepreneurs and researchers from all over the world can come together to collaborate and really push the boundaries of blockchain technology.
Wait, so we're talking about a physical space like within this skyscraper,
Yeah.
dedicated specifically to crypto.
Yeah, that's the idea.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, they're talking about setting up innovation labs, providing funding for promising projects, even building a global partnership network, all within this tower. It's like they're trying to create a mini Silicon Valley for crypto.
Okay, yeah. Now that's starting to make more sense. But how does this tie back to Bitcoin and the bigger picture of the crypto market?
Yeah, that's a great question, and it's definitely something that we'll explore more as we continue our deep dive today.
All right. Well, I'm hooked. I'm hooked. Let's take a quick pause here so everyone can process what we've uncovered so far. But when we come back, we'll delve deeper into this Musk Tower project and try to understand its potential impact on the crypto world. Stay tuned.
Welcome back, deep divers. We left off talking about the Musk Tower in Dubai and its potential to become this global hub for all things crypto. I don't know about you, but I'm still trying to wrap my head around a skyscraper dedicated to blockchain technology.
It's definitely a bold vision, yeah. And the press release in your stack,
Yeah.
it really does a good job of kind of laying out the ambition behind this whole project.
Yeah, and one of the things that really jumped out at me was the MuskIt token. It's being described as this rising cultural and utility-driven digital asset. What exactly does that, I mean, what does that even mean? And how does it fit into this whole Musk Tower ecosystem?
Well, it seems like they're trying to create a token that's more than just a meme coin, or something that people are just trading for quick profit. They want it to have some real world utility within the Musk Tower itself. You can kind of think of it like a key that unlocks various benefits and opportunities within this whole this whole crypto-centric environment.
Okay, okay. I'm starting to see the bigger picture here, but can you give us some concrete examples of how this MuskIt token would actually be used? Like help us visualize it a little bit.
Sure, yeah. One of the most intriguing features they mentioned is a staking opportunity. So you as a token holder could potentially earn shares in the Musk Tower itself.
Hold on, you're saying I could own a piece of this futuristic skyscraper just by holding these tokens. That sounds almost too good to be true.
Yeah, it's a bold idea for sure. They're really blurring the lines here between digital assets and physical infrastructure, which is something we haven't really seen before. And it's not just about owning a piece of the tower either. They also talk about token holders getting exclusive access to events, to conferences, maybe even special innovation programs that are hosted there, along with early investment opportunities in projects that the Tower's crypto fund is backing.
So it's like a VIP pass to the hottest club in the crypto world, but they're also targeting traditional finance investors, right? Like people who aren't necessarily already in the crypto space.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what makes this so interesting. They're not just appealing to the crypto crowd. They're trying to position the MuskIt token as this bridge between digital culture and institutional money. It's like they want your grandma to be buying meme coins that are also linked to real estate investments and cutting edge tech.
That's a pretty ambitious strategy. Do you think they can actually pull it off?
Well, it's too early to say for sure, but if they can, it would have a huge impact on mainstream adoption of crypto.
Yeah.
It would really change how people perceive and interact with digital assets.
It's funny. We started by talking about tariffs and Bitcoin dips, and now we're discussing futuristic skyscrapers and tokens that could give you a stake in real estate. It's amazing how interconnected this world is.
It really is, yeah. And speaking of connections, we can't ignore the man behind all this, Errol Musk. You had that quote in your stack where he talks about believing in the transformative power of emerging technologies. He's really trying to position himself as a sort of crypto patriarch, isn't he?
Yeah, he's definitely trying to build a legacy in this space, and he's not shying away from using his family name to attract attention.
Mm.
You've got to give him credit for that. The Musk name, whether it's Elon or Errol, it has this uncanny ability to generate hype.
Yeah, it's like a built-in marketing machine. People are just naturally curious about anything with the Musk name attached to it.
Yeah.
And that could be a major advantage for a project like this, especially in the world of crypto where attention is everything.
So it seems like they have a lot going for them, but are there any potential downsides or risks that we should be aware of? I mean, it can't all be sunshine and roses, right?
Right. Yeah. It's important to be realistic about the challenges they might face. The first thing that comes to mind is execution risk.
Yeah.
Building a skyscraper is no easy feat, let alone one that's supposed to be this hub for cutting edge technology.
And then there's the whole regulatory landscape, right? I mean, the crypto world is still trying to figure out its place within the existing financial system.
Exactly. Yeah. How will Musk Tower and the MuskIt token navigate this complex web of regulations that govern financial markets? Will they face roadblocks from regulators?
Yeah.
Or will they be able to operate smoothly? That's a big question mark.
Yeah. And let's not forget about the competition. I mean, the crypto space is incredibly crowded with projects, vying for attention and investment. Can Musk Tower truly stand out from the crowd and attract the best and brightest minds?
Yeah, those are all valid concerns, and it's going to be fascinating to see how they address them.
Yeah.
But let's not forget about the potential upside here, right?
Yeah.
If they can execute on their vision, Musk Tower could become a real game changer for the entire crypto industry. I mean, imagine a world where Dubai becomes this global epicenter for crypto innovation, attracting attracting talent and investment from all corners of the world.
That would be, I mean, that would be a pretty incredible scenario. It would put Dubai on the map as a major player in the future of finance.
Yeah, it would also send a really powerful signal that the crypto world is maturing and becoming more integrated into the global economy. You know, it would legitimize crypto in the eyes of many who are still, you know, skeptical or hesitant to embrace it.
Okay, so we've got a lot to think about here. You know, we've got potential benefits, we've got potential risks, and it's still too early to say which way the scales will tip. But I think it's safe to say that Musk Tower is a project worth watching closely. It has the potential to be a major turning point in the evolution of crypto.
Yeah, I agree. It's a bold experiment, and the outcome could have really far-reaching consequences for the entire industry.
All right, deep divers, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've uncovered so far. We've explored the world of Bitcoin from its price fluctuations to its potential role as a safe haven asset. We've delved into the intricacies of the stock to flow model and the historical trends that suggest, you know, February could be a volatile month for crypto, and we've examined the emergence of Musk Tower, a project that aims to be much more than just a skyscraper.
Yeah, we've seen how seemingly, you know, disparate events and trends are actually interconnected, weaving together this complex narrative that's shaping the future of finance.
And as we head into the final part of our deep dive, we'll explore the broader implications of these trends, considering what the future might hold for this dynamic and ever evolving industry. Stay with us.
Welcome back, deep divers. We've covered a lot of ground, haven't we? From Bitcoin's price swings and that stock to flow model to this wild concept of a Musk-backed crypto tower in Dubai. It's been a wild ride.
Yeah. And you know what's really interesting to me? It's how all of this points to a much bigger story about who's driving the future of finance. You know, it's not just governments and Wall Street anymore. It's tech entrepreneurs, innovators, even families like the Musks who are stepping in and really shaking things up.
Yeah, it's like the old playbook is being thrown out the window. So if projects like Musk Tower are successful and Bitcoin keeps climbing like some experts are predicting, what does this mean for everyday people like you and me? How does all this innovation actually trickle down and impact our lives?
That's the key question, isn't it? One of the most significant potential outcomes is increased access to financial services. Crypto, by its very nature, is decentralized and borderless, which could be a real game changer for people in developing countries who might not have access to traditional banks.
So you're talking about financial inclusion on a global scale.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a powerful concept. It is. It's about giving people more control over their own finances, empowering them to send and receive money instantly without all the fees and middlemen. But of course we have to acknowledge the potential risks too, right?
Right, yeah.
We talked about the regulatory hurdles, the possibility of scams, the volatility of the crypto market. It's not all sunshine and roses.
Definitely. It seems like with any new frontier, there's a mix of excitement and uncertainty. And you're right, we can't just ignore the risks. What's your advice for someone who's interested in exploring this space but wants to do it safely and responsibly?
Well, I think education is key. Yeah. As crypto becomes more mainstream, it's more important than ever for people to understand the technology, the potential rewards and the risks involved. It's not about jumping on the bandwagon blindly. It's about making informed decisions.
So it's about doing your homework, understanding what you're getting into, and not putting all your eggs in one basket.
Precisely. Yeah, we're witnessing the birth of a new financial system, and it's happening right before our eyes. There will be bumps along the way, but the potential for positive change is undeniable.
As you were talking, I was thinking about the early days of the internet. There was so much skepticism and uncertainty back then. But the people who embraced the change, who saw the potential, they were the ones who ultimately benefited the most. This feels similar, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, it feels like one of those pivotal moments in history where we're standing at the edge of something new
Right.
and potentially transformative, and it's up to each of us to decide how we'll engage with it.
So for you listening out there, as you dive deeper into this world of crypto and all its complexities, remember to stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, stay engaged. The future is being written right now, and your voice matters.
Who knows? Maybe someday we'll all be reminiscing about these early days, laughing about how skeptical we were while sipping virtual lattes in our virtual apartments in Musk Tower.
Now that's a future. That's a future I'd love to see. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until
Yeah.
until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.